Do you do that as well?
Yeah,
what kinds of things?
Well, I think we're constantly on a quest for perfection and a quest for excellence. So every single play, you're coaching these guys. I mean, every play, that's kind of how we do it. And so it's not always perfect in practice. It's not always perfect in games. So we're constantly correcting and teaching and telling them and asking them and challenging them and wondering why. And I think the most important thing is you got to be able to answer why. The why'd you throw it there? What did you see? You have to have an answer. If you have an answer, we can help. If you don't have an answer, then it's a matter of you just predetermine the decision, and that's what we try to always avoid.
And he always has an answer?
No. We try to avoid the predetermined decision, and we try to help him. If he doesn't have an answer, it's like, I just kind of thought, that's kind of when you can get after him and, really help him get to that point that in the game he always has he has a reason why.
Is there a different intensity in the building this week?
No, not that I've noticed. We kind of don't. I mean, I don't know. There's always an intensity in this building. There's always a determination to win every game and to play as hard as we possibly can. I haven't seen much of a difference because of the fact that would kind of go against our whole philosophy. Our whole philosophy is every week is the most important week and the most important game, and we just want to find a way to. We don't want to prepare harder, this week than we did last week, because then that means we didn't give 100% last week. But what we do want to do is get better this week than we did last week, and we think that comes from repetition.
I don't know how much live one-on-one stuff you guys do like during the weekend, but with everything that's being made of your defense, is there a residual benefit going against such a high quality?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Yes, there is. There is. When you practice against you do one-on-ones, wide receiver versus defensive backs. You do one-on-one O-line versus D-line. You do live periods, team one versus their starting defense, and all of that helps. All of that makes you better. We're going against a great defense every day, and it challenges our wide receivers to continue to compete. I think our receivers play better because of that, and you're playing against a lot of man coverage, so you're really going one-on-one a lot, and that has been a huge benefit for us on how good our defense is and how well they're playing.
Do you have thoughts on Spurrier? I mean, leaving?
Oh, well, sad because of the fact that every single Saturday for the last 15 years, the first score I checked other than the one that I was coaching in was his. So it's going to be a little different in that regard. I really believe I owe my career to him. So with that being said, the idea that he's no longer coaching is, good for him if he's happy, and if that's really what that's what he wanted to do, and that is definitely what he wanted to do, was to walk away at this point in time. But I just think he had an amazing career. He's one of the best ever to coach the game. And I'll make sure I keep all the films so I can keep watching all the stuff that he's done.
Do you have a favorite Spurrier story? Seems like a lot of good ones out there this week.
Oh man, there are some great ones. That's for sure. I really think that it was the one thing I'll never forget is that he was on his way to my wedding, and he was going over Delaware Memorial Bridge and kind of went the wrong way and ended up in Pennsylvania rather than in New Jersey. And he called and he asked me for directions, and I had no idea where he was. And then he called back and asked for directions. I had no idea where he was, and he's just lost. And then he called and I said, well, let me give you the phone to my dad. Give the phone to my dad. And my dad goes, I think you should pull over to a gas station, ask for a map, and then look at that. And he said, finally, someone's smart in your family. And I'll just never forget that was his reaction. I guess I probably could have done that earlier, but he's just such an amazing guy, and the idea that he came to my wedding was awesome to begin with. So we have fond memories and owe the world to him.
I have one question about Joe Carriage. What does he bring to the offense? Obviously, he had a big play last week.
Yeah, he had a big play. He brings a ton to the offense. Obviously, he's a team captain, so his leadership is huge. When he was, he just had a couple of weeks of being injured, so he just missed out. But fullback's a huge part of our offense, as all of you guys know, and so he's in the game a lot. And he's right now rotating reps, but his toughness, his work ethic, his character, his leadership, his ability to catch, run, block, kind of multidimensional in that regard. So there's a great value with him. Okay, thanks guys, appreciate it.